Is this thing on? Hello? Is this thing on? It's Yogi. How you doing, folks? I thought I'd do a surprise live since I got about an hour drive. There's the camera right there. Okay, got that. Probably should have turned my camera the other way, but I'm trying to charge it right now, and so it looks like I'm driving in England on the wrong side of the road. Hey everybody, Yogi here. I'm doing all right. I hope you're doing all right. Sorry, just trying to fix things a little bit here. It is Friday, and you know what Friday means. I am heading up to Appleton, Wisconsin for the Appleton Haunted History and Mystery Tour. So if anybody's up in the Appleton, Oshkosh, Green Bay, Fond du Lac, parts of Wisconsin, come on over and check us out in Appleton. We started Houdini Plaza on the corner of Appleton and College Streets, and starts at 7 o'clock. Gives you plenty of time to get over there if you're in Green Bay or Oshkosh or anywhere. If you look at something fun to do tonight, it's $20 a person. And yeah, we have a good time. The tours, depending on how into it the group is, it can last anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. It's about a mile walk, so you get some exercise, you get to hear about some ghosts and creepy things that have happened in Appleton. Have a good time. It's that time of year, folks. It's Halloween. It's Halloween. It's fall. It's 68 degrees. Man, it's been chilly this in the last couple mornings up here in Wisconsin. It's been in the 30s. So, got to get used to that. And we haven't turned our heat on yet because it's like we don't want to turn our heat on until like November. And it's been pretty chilly in the morning. Pretty chilly. Hope you guys are doing okay. I talk about this in my members only episode for this week, which came out yesterday, that I started a new job. And I was going to talk about where I started the new job. I wanted to kind of keep it under wraps, but unfortunately, that job lasted 6 days. And that was it. Excuse me. What the job I applied for was at Dollar General in Allenton, Wisconsin. Now, when I applied for it online, it said full-time lead, which is like a, store director, assistant, a lead, somebody who's in charge of the store. So I applied for that position. Was hired immediately, was told to start working last Tuesday, not this last Tuesday, but the Tuesday before that. So I started working on, was it the 1st or 2nd of October, and I ended up working until Sunday. So I worked Tuesday, I worked Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now let me explain what I had to deal with Dollar General. This is no offense to the people I worked with. This has nothing to do with attitudes. What this has to do with is a very dysfunctional, very unorganized company. That's the best way I can describe it. So I started working on Tuesday. I think it was October 1st. I don't have a calendar to look at or anything, but I think it was October 1st I started working. And I'm not even an hour. Now, they ask you to have a reliable car. And she had mentioned that I may have to go help out other stores within a 50-mile radius. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Well, 50-mile radius. I'll go help stores out. I don't care. So I'm at my first day of work. I am on the computer and doing stuff on everything you got to do is on computer. You got to watch all these videos on safety and all that stuff, which I never even got done doing because they pulled me off of that the first day, and I never got a chance to finish it. I was there 6 days, and I never got a chance to finish the training. So I'm not even there an hour. And they asked me if I want to go to Black Creek to help them out on Friday and Saturday. Now, Black Creek is kind of up by Appleton, Shawano, Clintonville. And I'm like, okay, that'll work out. I'll work there during the day. Then I won't have as far to drive to Appleton. So I'm like, sure, I'll do that. So, but it's like almost 90 miles to Bear Creek. Now I was told 50-mile radius, so now we're up to 90 miles. So, go back to working that day, my very first day working for Dollar General. I am then told a couple hours later that I'm no longer going to Bear Creek, and how would I like to go to Spalding, Michigan? That's another state, folks. I'm like, Spalding, Michigan. So I look it up on my phone how far away it is, and it's like almost 200 miles. And I'm like, so when I first talked to you, you told me there was like a 50-mile radius to help out stores. Then you hit me with an 88-mile store one way, and now you're hitting me with a almost 200-mile trip to go up to Upper Michigan to help out a store there. And, I'm given like 5 days notice. So I'm just kind of like, because they wanted me to leave that Sunday. And I'm like, So I'm like, I can't just drop it. I can't just say yes. I have to talk to my wife, talk to Mrs. Yogi, make sure everything's going, everything's kosher. And with my anxiety and panic attacks, I haven't driven that far by myself. So I was like, after talking with Mrs. Yogi, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to do this because I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm going to drive up there. I'm going to work a couple days. It would have been drive up there Sunday, come back Tuesday. Now, you get paid. You have to go to the store you work at. So I'd have to drive out of my way to Allenton and clock in. Then I get paid for driving up there, which is like, again, it's like a 3-hour drive. Okay. Plus I get a hotel. Plus I get $25 in food and mileage. But I asked one of the employees, how good are they at reimbursing you for this stuff? And she just kind of laughed at me and said, just shook her head like, good luck. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's not what I wanted to hear. I want to get paid like within a week or two because, I need that money. So for like 2 days, I'm under the impression I'm going to Spalding, Michigan. And I'm like, okay. So I'm planning. I'm thinking things through, and I'm like, okay, no big deal. Spalding, Michigan. Okay. Now it's like, okay, now I'm going 200 miles. Where does this end? How many states away am I going to have to go to help out stores when I was only told it was going to be 50-mile radius? So then, and this is the other thing this is the thing that really turned me off and made me decide Dollar General was not for me. Because I only worked 6 days. The scheduling was a huge issue. I am not a person, I like to have balance. I like to have a schedule. I was not getting a schedule. I wasn't told when to start. I had to call. I would text the manager, or I don't even know what she is, regional manager, I don't know. I got to stop and get gas. So we'll get back to this story in a second, but I got to get gas because I'm really low on gas here. Maybe I can get gas here. Maybe I can't. I'm not sure. Just give me a second, folks. I gotta get gas. I think I can get it on this side. Well, they got half of these closed off. That's not good. Okay. So half of the pumps are closed, and this guy's going to take the last friggin' pump, and I'm going to be sitting. Watch, he's going to take that pump. He's going to take that pump. I knew it. I freaking knew it. Or maybe he's going to pull up to the first one. Yay, thanks, dude. All right, I'll get back to you, folks. I got to fill the gas tank. I'm driving Mrs. Yogi's car, so you can probably notice notice how quiet it is. I'll be right back. Just going to get some gas. I gotta pull that thing open. Gas has been achieved, and the pungent smell of manure, woo! You can tell you're out in the country when you smell manure like that. I'm in Wacusta, by the way. Wacusta is a real small town. I filmed Wacusta before. I had to get gas because Mrs. Yogi's gas tank was very, very low. So, yeah. I gotta buckle up. So getting back to what I was talking about with Dollar General. So Dollar General, scheduling. Let's get back to the scheduling. So they're telling me, actually they're not telling me anything. I would ask that night, like the night I worked, because I had no idea when I was next day. So the night after I got done working, I would text the manager, general manager. I don't know what she is. She's got stuff going on. She's got a life. I get it. But I want to know when I'm working. So I would text when I'm working tomorrow, and I wouldn't hear nothing back. So then I had to actually text on the day of. I would have to text again in the morning when I got up and said, hey, am I working today? Am I not working today? And this went on pretty much the whole time I was employed there. I wasn't told anything. I basically had to keep texting and asking, when am I working next? When am I working next? Then I found out I was going to the Fredonia Dollar General to help them out on Friday and Saturday. And I get to this store, and this store is only a couple years old, and it's a disaster. We walked in on Saturday morning, and they have these coolers in the back room for overstock, backstock of frozen items and cooler items. And we walked in, and the cooler cooler door was wide open. So everything that was in that cooler was spoiled now. So, and the store looked, it wasn't faced. Now, facing is when you pull stuff forward and make it look full. This place probably hadn't been faced in a week. And it was just, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? So I worked there Friday and Saturday, and I'm like, can I, so again, I'm trying to find out when I work next, because I'm not being told anything. I don't have a set schedule. And I'm told that I have, that, here, I'm trying to rethink this here. So then I talked to another lady, and she finally gives me kind of a schedule for the next couple of days. And this is on Sunday. And now, granted, I've only been working here for less than a week. Now they've got me, I've hardly done any training on register. They've got me running the whole store from like 3 to 5:30 by myself. And I'm thinking to myself, what in the world is going on here? Why am I running a store that I've only had a day or two on the registers training for? Now, I've got register experience from like 10, 12 years ago when I worked at Holloway Expresses, but it's a whole different, things change in 10, 12 years. It's a different system. I'm not used to it. And I was getting no training when I went to Fredonia those 2 days to help. I was never put on the register there. So, come Sunday, I show up at 1:30. I was scheduled 1:30 to 10:30. So I get there at 1:30. The guy that was there in the morning, he leaves at 3 or 3:30. So I'm by myself for an hour, 2.5 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours. It's all a blur now. And this one kid is scheduled at 5:30. And I'm thinking to myself, this kid is not going to show up. And I'm going to end up having to work until 9 by myself. No manager on duty to help me if something arises. Then I have to call the manager if there's an issue with something on checking out or something. And sure enough, 5:30 comes and goes. This kid does not show up. And I'm like, man, this is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So at that point, I realized, I said, you know what, I can't work for this company. And it's only been 6 days. I can't work for this company anymore. It's just unorganized, chaotic. And again, I have no problem with the people. Just the way that things were being run. I didn't know the people well enough. And it was just a chaotic, unorganized mess. So, at about 6 o'clock on Sunday, I had talked to my wife. I texted her back and forth, and I said, look, it's not going to change here. Here was the kicker for me, folks. I was on the schedule for that week one day, which was the Sunday that I was there. The rest of that week, I wasn't even on the schedule. Now, I talked to the lady earlier in the day, and she had me working at that store for a couple days and then helping on another store for a day. So I did have a schedule added on after that. Why wasn't I on the schedule to begin with? So, and then I looked at the following week's schedule, which would have been this week. My name is not even on the schedule. My name was on the schedule last week, but this week, it wasn't even on the schedule. So I'm like, do I even exist here? I don't know. I mean, what in the hell is going on? So I was really that was the kicker for me. That gave me the impression that, yeah, this is a waste of time. It's not going to get any better. The pay isn't the greatest, and I should just move on. So I texted my wife. I said, look, I've been here 6 days. It's been nothing but disorganized and chaotic. Should I pull the plug? And she's like, well, I support your decision, because I had Uber and DoorDash to fall back on if things didn't work out at Dollar General. And I was like, you know what? Even though DoorDash and Uber drives me crazy, it's a whole lot better than the disorganized, chaotic mess that was Dollar General. I mean, I didn't even know when I was scheduled. I had to text in the morning saying, am I working today? It was just a mess. So I decided to just cut the cord, which is what I did. So now I'm no longer working at Dollar General. I worked there for a whole 6 days, and now I'm back to doing DoorDash and Uber and looking for a job again. But, you know, again, I don't have an issue with anybody that I worked with at Dollar General. I want to put that out there and be clear. I was just not a fan of the chaotic, disorganized company that is Dollar General. And I'll leave it at that. So, Dollar General, a thing in the past. Spent 6 days working there. And I didn't mind the job. I did doing the job. I just did not like the not knowing when I was working. Throwing you into the fire, basically, with no training, just telling you all of a sudden, you know, or not even telling you, all of a sudden you're running the whole store by yourself on a Sunday, and the help doesn't come in at night, and so you're kind of like, what's going on? And so, yeah, Dollar General, see you later, good luck. That's a company that I think is growing way too fast, and it shows. A lot of those Dollar General stores are not, in my opinion, being run properly. And I'm not trying to knock, again, the people I worked with. As a company, you need to do a lot of improvement, Dollar General, because you were not, it was not a good experience at all. So I just dropped a episode today for the Haunted Gauntlet at Halloween by Scary Jim. And it's basically this, he used to do Halloween Express. Now he's gone off on his own, and he still does like a Halloween Express type store. He puts a little area in his store where he blacks everything out, and he puts all these animatronics in and stuff like that. So basically what today's video is just a drop of doing this Halloween by Scary Jim. I've got a couple more Halloween videos coming out, Halloween themed, fall themed videos. I have not had a chance to hit any haunted houses this year. As of yet, I mean, the only weeks I have left, the only week I have, I don't even have a week left, honestly. Next weekend, I'm going to be coming up to the Appleton Haunted History Mystery Tours, and the following week, I'm going to be coming up there. And then Friday, Halloween night, we do a tour, and that's it. And again, if anybody wants to comment on here, if anybody wants to talk, chat, that's fine. I will tell you this much. If you do a super chat, I will answer your question right away. I will try to answer your question right away. I'm driving right now, but I'll try. And other than that, I'm just driving up to Appleton for the Haunted History Mystery Tours tonight. It's 5:10 p.m. Central Standard Time. I just left the town of Eden, and coming up right here is the Kelly's Ice Cream Parlor place. That sun is bright. Woo! So I hope everybody's doing okay. I hope you're having a good week. The weekend is here. What do they got going on there? There's a tent. I wonder if they have some kind of pumpkin farm thing going on here. That's what it looks like. It's like kind of a pumpkin farm. Yeah, it is. They got a big old area, a play area over there. Huh. That's interesting. Anywho, don't mind me. I brought some dessert. I'm going to eat my apple fritter. I'm sorry, cherry fritter. So I'm eating a cherry fritter. I had to run because I was eating dinner, trying to eat something for dinner, but I didn't have a whole lot. And I had to get going, so I told Mrs. Yogi, I said, I'm just going to grab an apple fritter and I'm going to hit the road. So I'm eating my apple fritter now. I hope everybody's enjoyed the last couple episodes since we did a live. I did the Ed Gein episode, the Plainfield episode. And now I'm getting on the freeway. Whee! As far as filming stuff, I haven't really had a chance to film because I did I was working for Dollar General for 6 days. I did do a little bit of filming last Monday, not a whole, or Tuesday. I took off Tuesday, actually. I did a little filming last Tuesday, but I really didn't film like any episodes or anything, so I got to get back in the swing of that. Probably Sunday, Monday, one of those 2 days. I usually take one day off, one of my days off a week, just and chill. And the other day, I usually film. So, again, if anybody who's just tuned in, I am heading up to Appleton for the Haunted History and Mystery Tour. That goes on at 7 o'clock. If you're in the Appleton area, folks, or Oshkosh, Fond du Lac, Neenah, Menasha, Green Bay, come on down tonight. We start at 7 o'clock at Houdini Plaza. It's $20 a person, and it's about depending on how, involved the group is, it's a 2 to 2.5 hour tour. If you want to hang out with Yogi and learn about Appleton's haunted history, come on down tonight, 7 o'clock. Or come on up, depending on where you are. Come on up, come on down. I'm just entering Fond du Lac. Other than that, I don't know if I could turn this around. How's this going to look if I do this? So it's like blocking. All right, that ain't working. I should have flipped the phone the other way so the camera was on this side, because I can't turn this camera around now doing the live. I got to do it this way. So are you folks doing anything for doing any Halloween or fall type activities this weekend? Let me know. Comment below. As far as episodes coming out, I do have, like I said earlier, a couple of Halloween fall type episodes that will be coming out. One will be the Holy Hill Skeleton Display. It's a huge Halloween skeleton display that's out in Hubertus. And then I will also a place it's in Colgate, called Bossy's Country Market. And they have this huge event going on called Pumpkin Fest. I was only able to get there during the week. So actually my wife and I went on Sunday. We drove by and that place was so busy, we were like, no, we're not gonna, it would be crazy trying to film with all the kids around. So I decided to go the following day, Monday, and film an episode, and it was cool. Half of the attractions weren't open, but it was still pretty cool to film. and I'll have that episode coming out. I also have a small town episode coming out. I have if you like honey, or you want to know about how honey is made and bees and stuff like that, I have a pretty cool museum I visited, and that'll be coming out. And I'm trying to think what the other one is. I think I have like 5 or 6 episodes that are edited and ready to go. I just can't think of the name of it. As much as I'd like to, folks, I don't know if I'm going to have time to get out to any Halloween haunted houses or anything. You know, it's unfortunate that it's my favorite time of year, and I'd love to do this stuff, but with the haunted history mystery tours, it just kind of takes the air out of everything. I don't have the time. A lot of these places aren't open during the week when I do have time to go check them out. I mean, if our tour's done early enough, then maybe I can hit a haunted house or something afterwards. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, there are a couple of cool haunted houses up here in the Fox Valley area. There's a burial chamber. I actually reached out to Burial Chamber when I first started my channel, and they blew me off. They actually replied. I didn't have a lot of people on my channel. I didn't have a lot of subscribers, so they probably looked at me and thought, no, we're not going to waste our time with this guy, which is fine. And then there's Terror on the Fox, that's in Green Bay. So there are some cool haunted attractions up in the area I'm heading to, which is Appleton. But it's just getting out there after the tours, and after working all day and then doing the tours and all the driving I've been doing, I just don't know if I have it in me to go do something like that after being in my car all day driving and then going up to Appleton and then doing the tour and then, you know, going someplace else waiting in line. And so I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't. I don't. I'd like to hit some Halloween stuff, some cool haunted attractions and stuff that I've never hit before. I just don't think I'm going to have time. So yeah, I just thought I'd come on real quick and say if anybody's in the Appleton area, Green Bay, Appleton, Oshkosh, Fond du Lac area, you're looking for something fun to do tonight. Again, 7 o'clock. It's only 5:18 right now. So if you're in those areas, you got plenty of time to come on up to Appleton. We're at Houdini Plaza at 7 o'clock. The tours start $20 a person, about a 2.5 hours tour. And we'll tell you about the darker side of Appleton that you never knew existed. And we got some pretty creepy stops on the tour. So, yeah. With that, folks, I think I'm going to end this live stream. Thank you for stopping by. And until the next live stream or episode, this is Yogi. Take care of yourselves. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. I am out of here. Don't forget, if you're in the area, Appleton Haunted History Mystery Tour, 7 o'clock tonight and tomorrow, Houdini Plaza, Appleton, Wisconsin. Take care, folks. Have a good night. Bye-bye.